is the God who creates a world of dust and dirt. But greater still, when he comes to dwell within it. So that we may know that he is God, he became a man. He entered into life wholeheartedly. He placed himself within its limits and claimed no immunity. He joined in to explore its possibilities, to suffer, to work, to rejoice. Into this world of sweat and blood and tears, he came. But of all the numberless sons of Adam, there was something different about him. For every step he took was upon ground that he himself had made. Every cup of water he put to his lips was formed by droplets that he had brought into being. And every heart to which he gently spoke was alive with the breath of his life. The God who made us has now come to walk among us as a man, to look us in the face, to take us by the hand, to wipe our weeping eyes, to tell us of the Father and his love. Jesus, our Creator. Jesus, our brother. Well, some say that he's just like any other, but o'er his head rests the star that guided lowly shepherds and the wise men from afar. And though he was just a child, he amazed all the crowd. And in that little town, you could hear the people say, listen.
There's something that's different about him.
He wasn't the only baby born that night. Jesus was a common name. Probably in 1,000 homes, families rejoiced as they held tiny forms and listened to new voices utter sounds for the first time. There's always mystery and awe in birth moments, the infinite possibilities so frailly bundled in humanity. But the love and the hope for the whole wide world lay that night in a manger.
And although I can't explain, things are different since he came. There's something different about the one whose name is Jesus.
Some say he's just a prophet, others say he's just a man. Some say he's just a teacher, doing good throughout the land. But those who heard the Master say, peace be still, one stormy day turned to each other, and you could hear them say,
there's something that's different about him.
Life was never going to be the same again now that he'd come. He was a king and a ruler, and he was a priest. But castles and palaces and temples weren't going to be his home. He went into the streets among the sick, with the multitudes. He laughed with children. He wept with friends. Stopped funeral processions, calmed the seas, and he forgave men. And he was always caring. At last, here was a life lived as it should be lived.
And although I can't explain, things are different since he came. There's something different about the one whose name is Jesus.
It was just another boring day. The Roman soldiers had done it before, so very many times before. It was just a job, something that had to be done again. Up the same old road to the same hillside. Just 3 more criminals to be executed. 3 more crosses. 3 more men. Oh, the spectators would be there. They always came. I don't know why. The stench, the agony of suffering, the death. Just another day. But it was not just another crucifixion. The sky that had been warm and blue and ablaze with glory, blackened in anguish. To see the creator of this universe suspended between heaven and earth, but rejected by both. The earth, green and fruitful from his hand, shuddered in remorse as it received his lifeblood. And the clouds wept bitter tears as if to wash away the scene. All nature stood in awe as the gray finality of his sentence became a cruel fact.
There's something that's different.
He was called the Son of God. Did God die that day in sacrificial death? He called himself the Son of Man. But did man rise again on the 3rd day in triumphant, resurrected life? There was something different about him. Jesus, God and man, man to die, God to live.
For his touch has changed a sinful wretch like me. And although I can't explain my life's difference since he came, there's something different about the one whose name is Jesus. There's something
So he made a world, not with a saw and a hammer or a shovel. He spoke it into being. He said, "Let there be," and it became. And he came into his world to show us how to live and to forgive us for all the things which plagued us from our past. But weakness and loneliness were still our constant companions, and when he saw what we were and what we could become, he came to live within us. Jesus, who created us, Jesus, who came to be our brother, becomes Jesus living within us, changing us one by one.
Jesus. That name means so many things to different people. There was a time in my life when, well, just the mention of the name was embarrassing to me. I guess I always knew about him, but I really didn't believe. I tried real hard to figure the whole thing out myself. I guess I wanted some kind of proof. Just about the time I thought I'd never find it, Jesus made a believer out of me, oh praise his name. Since he shone his light of love on me, I've never ever been the same. He changed my life completely, made it over anew. And if you'll only let him, he'll make a believer out of you. Well, I heard so much about Jesus, this man from Galilee, how he healed the sick, he raised the dead and caused blinded eyes to see. But I didn't really believe it, I didn't see how it could be, till he got a hold of my heart one day and made a believer out of me. Well, Jesus made a believer out of me, oh praise his name. Since he shone his light of love on me, I've never ever been the same. He changed my life completely and made it over anew. And if you'll only let him, he'll make a believer out of you. Jesus made a believer